Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Antonio Neves, and it is my mission to help you rediscover what makes you great so you can start living courageously today. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that's going to get a lot of people mad, and that is why old people hate young people. I'm going to share 3 things that let you know why old people hate young people. Because it's been hard over the past few years to go to a business conference, to read a newspaper article, if you still read newspapers, to read a blog post where you don't hear older generations complaining about younger generations, complaining about millennials, complaining about Gen Y. We hear things like, oh, they're privileged and they're cocky and they are entitled and they are lazy, they are impatient, and all these different things. And over the years, I heard that, and I'm sure I'm one of the people that was complaining about younger generations. But at some point, I realized what we were doing and what was really underneath all of those negative words and how we were complaining about people. Let me tell you something that a lot of people don't want to hear. The reason why old people hate young people is because young people remind old people of who they used to be. Somebody's mad right now. Old people hate young people because young people remind them of who they used to be back in the day. They hold up a mirror of what no longer is, and that exists primarily in 3 key areas. Because old people hate young people because young people are bold. They are courageous. They have a fiery mentality. These are the young people that are moving to brand new cities to try out new things. These are young people who are being bold and starting new companies on their computers. Meanwhile, the old folks, those old folks in their 40s and those old folks in their 50s have become passive. They once were bold, but now they are passive. They are no longer going out for things the way they used to. And many reasons this is because they've accumulated so much stuff. They have mortgages and car notes and all this stuff around their homes that they really don't even want. So they feel like they're a bit in a straitjacket. So of course they have resentment towards young people. Another reason why old people hate young people is because so many young people have purpose. They are driven. When they come into a company, you know that they have arrived. They show up doing great work. They go above and beyond. They want to get promoted. Meanwhile, that older person who used to have purpose, they now are just going through the motions. They used to be hungry, they used to be fiery, but now they're just going through the motions. The idea of that older person getting a promotion or getting a raise, actually, they're kind of like, I don't know if I want that promotion. I don't know if I want that raise because that's going to require more work from me. Old folks used to do great work, but now they're doing good enough work just to stay a bit under the radar, not to raise any flags. And that causes frustration. Another reason why older people hate young people is because young people have become committed to building strong relationships. Relationships with mentors, relationships with allies, relationships with people online and beyond. Meanwhile, older people, you know those old people in their 40s and those old people in their 50s and those old people in their 60s, they once had really strong relationships at the office. They did informational meetings. They went to happy hours. They went to conferences and events. Now they just don't want to be bothered. The idea of going out with colleagues after work is like fear factor. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Let me go isolate myself and watch 8 episodes on Hulu or on Netflix. They once loved people. Now people just get on their nerves. The reason why old people hate young people is because young people remind old people of who they once were. Now, my hope for you watching this, if you are older, you're that old person in their 40s or 50s and you are angry at me and you think I'm full of crap, I hope this ignites you to start thinking about if you are still bold or have you become passive. I hope this anger that, if it's fueled that in you or if it has you thinking, really reignites your purpose so you don't no longer just go through the motions. And I hope if this has you kind of really thinking, angry, or wanting to punch me in my throat, that this has you thinking about building strong relationships again as opposed to isolating yourself. One of the biggest differences between young people and old people that I see is this. Old people think the best thing that ever happened to them is behind them and in the past. Young people believe that the best thing to ever happen to them is in front of them, is ahead of them. My hope that no matter what age you are, but specifically if you are older, that you believe that the best thing is ahead of you and not behind you. And not to have hate for the younger generations, but use them for motivation and inspiration so you can get back to living that life that you want to live.